Hi there. My name's Andrew Lucchese. I teach English and Disability Studies at Western Washington University. Uh, Thank you so much for your interest in coming along to the Disability Studies and Action Collaborative UnConference this October here at Western Washington University. I just want to give you a quick run through of this application because it's a bit long and there's some weird stuff in it, and I thought it might be a bit more inviting that way. So essentially, we're using this application to help us group people together for the working sessions during the UnConference. Everyone who comes to the UnConference is going to work collaboratively with people from a bunch of different fields and a bunch of different interests from themselves. There'll be lots of conversation, there'll be lots of problem solving, but mostly it'll be free form working together in groups. So the information on this application will help us group together people with similar interests, but perhaps different walks of life. And that's really where the fun of the UnConference comes. So the application starts with just some basic demographic information about your name, your pronouns, things like that. After that is the participant profile page, which I think is more scary looking than it actually should be. We ask you to tell us a little bit about yourself, sort of broadly, your interests, your passions, your profession. We then ask you to tell us a bit about how disability issues come up in your work. You don't have to try and make it sound more grandiose than it is. If it comes up just in little ways or big ways, that's fine. Throughout this section, there's a lot of writing, and bullet points are fine. Single sentences are fine if that's what you've got. We'll read paragraphs if you give them to us, but don't feel daunted by the writing in this section. The thing that's important here is sort of understanding what you're interested in coming to this conference and talking about issues of disability, access, social justice, community building, why that interests you. And if you can think of a particular topic within that matters to you that you want to bring to the others in your working group. That might be something like, my neighborhood doesn't have an accessible playground, and I think that's an issue. It might be my library doesn't have enough multimedia resources for people who use screen readers. That might be it. It might simply be, I want to know how I can help in X context better or become better informed. There's no benchmark to cover there, really, just what you want to know, what you want to get out of it. The next section is about presenting at the UnConference. Not everyone who attends needs to present. Some people will want to give talks or want to lead workshops or things like that. There's no expectation that you do. Most people will probably simply come to the event, participate in the working groups, and that'll be the main thing that they do. Some folks want to give talks as well, and that's fine. This page gives you an opportunity to describe the kind of talk or workshop you want to do so that we can build that into the program. After that, we ask a bit about demographic issues, sort of what you would want to see at the conference in terms of representation. From the presenters or from the facilitators and the leaders, what would make this a welcoming and just environment for you. And finally, some access considerations, if there's particular kinds of accommodation that would be useful to you. We're planning on quite a few sort of baseline things, but knowing specifically what would be useful will help us out a lot here. And that's pretty much it. As I said, there's a lot of sections to it. Don't be daunted by the writing sections. We're really excited to welcome you to this event, and we're excited to learn a bit more about you too.